Hello everyone and welcome to the third episode of Rome Total War. That is, of course, part of the Total War Through the Ages series overall. This episode we're starting right off where picking up right from where we left off. And the first little bit here, we're going to be cycling through turns relatively quickly. Now, this general, he's one of the new family members who just came of age, and he was on the island. So I loaded him onto the fleet, and he's going to be dropped off near Marseille, where he's going to be the general of the second army that we're kind of rallying there to go and take the Gaul settlement directly to the left that you can see right there. I don't recall the name of that one, but that's the next target we have. And so yeah, we're just shifting a lot of troops around. A lot of this part is going to be happening relatively quickly. Like I said earlier, we're going to be cycling through quite a few turns this episode in particular because there aren't that many battles that happen not many battles happen during this play session, I should say. So we're loading up the army, getting it pretty much up to full. Yeah, we're getting a full stack of guys, and we're getting ready to move them out. So we go ahead and do this battle here, and this is actually a battle I don't know why I actually fought it out, and I completely skipped over it because I should have auto-resolved it. It was an obvious auto-resolve battle. The advantage was huge. There's no way I would have lost. I wouldn't probably have even lost that many guys, but so I just skipped that battle because again it was really easy, really straightforward. I completely wiped him out. And again, should have just auto-resolved it, would have had about the same result, more or less. So, I edited out for that purpose. Now, here is, the Gauls are trying to get a ceasefire, and their demand was for me to give them back the province of Marseille. So I thought, okay, I'll counterpose, and I won't give them Marseille, and I'm going to make them give me the settlement that's directly to the left of Marseille. And I proposed it, just thinking, hey, why not? And they actually accepted it. I was a little bit surprised. I kind of, because I don't do a whole lot of diplomacy in Total War games, because I kind of it's a lot more fun when you're fighting a ton of people at once. That it's a lot more challenging that way. Because sometimes when you're just fighting one faction at a time, particularly in certain of the Total War games, it can be kind of a little too easy. Some of them do a much better job of the difficulty without it getting into the territory of the AI just cheating. So here we're going through we're going through checking out the current positions we hold in the Senate, where are the Senate missions, and also what we have. So we have a much higher rank in the Senate of the Masses, and also in the actual Senate itself. So we are ahead of the other two of the Scipii and the Brittii. Now here's a battle. We go and we fight. It's a little rebel army right outside of our capital. I sent a little force to go and deal with it, and I lost the battle. I actually fought it out, and I lost because I'm still stuck a little bit in the mentality of like, okay, I have an even number of guys than them. I should be able to beat them fine. But I keep forgetting kind of town watchmen are not very good. So until I start getting Triarii, that's going to be kind of a problem. The next thing is I load that big army because it's like, okay, I'm at peace with the Gauls now. They're not going to attack me for a little bit anyway. I have a decent-sized army still here, so I can definitely defend a settlement if I need to. But I have this giant army, and then we have a alliance here with the Bretonnians, with Britannia, which we accept, of course. And then we're sailing our fleet over here to combine our fleets, get it fuller strength, because I don't want to lose this army. Because what my plan is, we're sailing this army down to Carthage. Now, I do want to back up real quick because I forgot to mention it before. The second settlement, the new settlement we got from the Gauls as part of the peace deal, that's pretty much it. I start doing management stuff with that. I edited it again because I'm going to be editing out most of the town management stuff because that can drag on for quite a while. So I did edit most of that out, but and again, I don't remember the name of the settlement because I'm not very familiar with the names either. But yeah, like I said, that's the army that we're marching down, going to be landing at by Carthage and capturing Carthage. Because I figure, you might as well, because I'm gonna need to I have to capture 50 provinces. I'm not sure. I don't think there's actually 50 provinces just in like the Gaul, Spain, and Britannia controlled areas. And then that rebel army that was pesky before, I got some Praetorians, which not Praetorians, sorry. There's some Princeps that I just got access to be able to... I had a couple units of them in my capital. I sent some cavalry, a few Hastati with them, and just auto-resolved the battle, and it was a clear victory. So that's, again, pretty straightforward there. And like I said, I'm going to be auto-resolving quite a few battles that are pretty straightforward. So now this turn, we finally get our army landed, and we're going to besiege Carthage. So I was kind of going back and forth contemplating. Now, I was tempted to do the sapping, or the sapper, the undermining the walls, because that's something that that's not a thing in any of the Total War games after this. It was just in this one, so I thought it would be interesting to see. However, I ended up not going with that. I ended up taking a bunch of siege towers and 2 rams and 3 siege towers is what I decided on. And it's it's only gonna take 1 turn to do it. At this point, I'm pretty sure I have the largest and most powerful navy, and I think that's partly just because the AI tends to not necessarily combine all their ships together into one navy, and I have all my ships in a single navy. So here Carthage sends an army, and I was like, oh dear, oh no, this could be bad. And then I check, and they don't actually have that many guys. They just have some cavalry, but they do have elephants, and I was a little apprehensive, and this is why I did not auto-resolve this, is because they have elephants, and elephants can be devastating, particularly to me. So I edited out the deployment phase, but the elephants can be particularly devastating because, except pikemen, like if you're Macedonian pikemen, or I mean any other, I think there are other factions that have pikemen, but if you have pikemen, they can counter elephants pretty decently. At least from what again, I'm not very experienced in Rome, but from what I recall, I think pikemen are a decent counter to elephants. I could be wrong on that. Either way, even not, we don't have pikemen, so it's a moot point. So what I find out in this battle is that the Hastati, and okay, this kind of makes sense. Ranged weapons are really good ways to deal with elephants, because you don't want to be locked in melee, because they cause, a lot of bad morale on you. And the enemy also has some a unit of camel cavalry, and I think a unit of just regular horse cavalry. But those guys are not what I was worried about, the elephants. And they have 2 units of elephants, because they have the general in the army that attacked me, and then they have the general who was in the actual city of Carthage, which is a reinforcing army. I almost had trouble getting that out. But I am able to actually use the Hastati and have them use their pilums fairly effectively here, and be able to take out the elephants. Now, I do have decent numbers of casualties. I don't actually think I ended up losing that many guys. It's just quite a few of, I think close, well, not quite close, but probably a third of my army ended up routing because they got attacked by the elephants, and so a bunch of my town watch and stuff did end up breaking and routing. But again, I don't think, and I'll have to double check. We'll have to double check at the end, but I don't think any of my units actually lost a lot of guys. And the main other challenging part to this is I'm not sure actually where the enemy reinforcements came from. So that'll actually be something I'll have to try and see. I'm trying to look at the mini-map right now, and I can't actually tell. I think they might have come behind me, but yeah, as you can kind of see here, the pilums do a wonderful job against elephants, and I'm actually kind of surprised how easily one of these units of elephants, which are, again, they're the general's bodyguard units. I was kind of surprised by how quickly one of them routed, which hasn't happened yet, but you'll see. Actually, you might not see, because I did edit this battle down. I know we've been in one continuous unedited shot right here, but I just kind of wanted to give myself plenty of time to talk about it, as well as also show off some of the battle, because again, Total War, I cut out the city management because that's kind of one of the least interesting parts of Total War. The battles are what Total War is all about. If you want to, see a good, interesting management game, go to Europa Universalis, go to the Victoria games, heck, even Civilization. The Civilization series has more in-depth management. But yeah, this has actually surprised me. That right there, the unit routed really easily. Now, they had taken decent casualties, but they hadn't taken a ton. And we actually killed the general too. And this is actually one of the things where I kind of didn't realize initially that while the elephant unit is routing, they can still trample and kill your guys. And so I didn't actually realize that initially, because I actually lost some guys because I was trying to finish off that unit because I didn't want there to be any survivors, particularly of the elephant units. So I was trying to take them out, but I ended up actually losing a decent number of guys because not a decent number. I lost a few guys here or there because I had them chasing after the elephants without realizing that they actually could still get trampled to death. And here we're almost about to jump to the later part of the battle, because this battle actually took a decent amount of time. A little deceptive, because like right here, like I'm destroying them pretty handily, but then they have other units that were chasing down some of my fleeing units, and I was chasing down some of their fleeing units. And there's the other general. So we've now killed both of the enemy generals, the one that was in the city and the one that actually attacked us. So yeah, as you can see there, they have some units that are chasing some of my routing guys. So this is jumping forward to, I've kind of repositioned my army. The enemy's a lot closer. I actually finished off one of the enemy units. That one right there. And they actually rally, so I just have my cavalry charge and write them down, because again, and I actually forgot that. Yeah, my cavalry broke because that cavalry unit had lost a lot of guys fighting elephants and stuff. So I send these two units up. Now this unit of Fastadi I'm using right here is already out of ammunition, so that's why I sent them, because I don't care if they die or something. But the other guys, I need ammunition because they have one unit of elephants left that are headed back. Actually no, do they? Yeah, I'm pretty. Yeah, it is a unit of elephants. I'm trying to think though, did they have it? Because I thought that they were only the general's bodyguard units that were the elephants, but no, I guess no. Yeah, they actually, I guess they had one in the attacking army. I guess they had a unit that was, or maybe it was in the army in the city. I don't know, but apparently, I guess they had 3 units of elephants. That or the one unit that I killed the general from and that ran away. And so also you can also see I had the game speed jacked up. In the actual game, again, because this was taking a long time, and at this point it's just positioning troops quickly, and I do it back down to normal speed obviously once they get close. So yeah, actually that looks like a full unit of elephants, and it looks like it's not a general's unit. So yeah, they did. I was wrong earlier when I said that they only had the 2 general's units. They actually had another elephant unit. So at this point I basically just have all my guys going to fire at will, and I just have them all unleash, peel them into the elephants, and it's quite effective, as we are about to see. And of course I charge in a couple units of infantry to try and finish them off, and then I continue this battle. And this is actually one of the parts, I think this is the first part where I actually noticed that some of my guys were dying from getting trampled. And so this was actually the part where I actually realized that. But so yeah, just fair warning, elephants, even when they're running, can still kill you if you get in front of them and they run over you. I mean, that kind of is like, that make common sense, but in the case of Total War, just something important to clarify, because you know, usually you're used to, or at least I am very much, because again, I'm coming from Medieval 2 to where elephants are pretty rare, at least for me, because I always play I usually play as England in Medieval 2, so we're really far away from anybody who has elephants. But yeah, here we see I actually don't lose that many guys, and we pretty much completely wipe out their place. And that also, again, this is something that AI does that's really stupid about when you're besieging a city. And this is also important for not just the AI, this is important in general. And here we have a ceasefire that the Greeks are offering. We deny it. But important tip, we're coming to the end of the episode. Tip for me to, but by the end of the episode, tip that I have for you guys is, if you are being besieged by an enemy army and then you have a field army that goes and attacks that army, and then your defending force within the city also joins that battle, if you lose that battle and your defending force is completely wiped out, and I'm clarifying completely wiped out because I think they might have changed it in some of the later Total War games, but I know that in Rome and Medieval 2, if your defending army partakes in that battle and you lose, I think the enemy will always automatically capture the city. I think regardless of if they actually wipe out the army that came from the city or not, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So it might be that if you lose all your guys that are defending within the city, and as you can see, tear down that terrible Carthaginian shrine, and we're going to build a good Roman one in its place. Shrine to Jupiter, because that's the ones that I've been building all the time. Anyway, we're coming to the end of the episode here, so thank you all for watching. Be sure to check back for more Total War Through the Ages. I'm very, very glad at the progress we're making in Rome. We're still a long way away from the end game, because we only have like, I think 10 provinces, and we need 50. So we're a fifth of the way there. I guess that's not that bad. But as I said, thank you all for watching. Be sure to check back for more Total War Through the Ages, more Black Mesa versus Half-Life, and of course, more Time YouTube League on every Saturday. And here we go, into the episode. Fade out.